Hi, I'm John Kingston, the oil expert for Sonar, and this is the oil report on FreightWaves Now. It's almost September, and people in the oil industry are looking to September as the time when ships were going to start taking the old fuel oil out and putting the new fuel oil that's compliant under IMO 2020 into the ships. So you'd think, well, what's going on then? Are there signs in the market that the price of diesel as a result of IMO 2020 is starting to rise? And I'm here to tell you on August 27th at least, there are really no signs of that. In fact, if anything, the diesel cracks, what are known in the industry as cracks, have been declining. A crack is really the difference between two products or a grade of crude and a product. So in this case, the difference between the price of diesel and the price of crude has actually been dropping just maybe, over the past couple of weeks. And this is not the kind of activity that you would expect to see if the market is getting tight as a result of IMO 2020. Now, that's not to say that doesn't mean that IMO 2020 isn't going to have an impact. Let's keep things in perspective of what this rule is. This rule, unlike other environmental regulations that have gone into effect over the last 50 years, involves taking one type of product and putting it into a use that didn't exist before. So in the past, you could power ships with heavy fuel oil, and now through a variety of means, you're going to be using things from the diesel pool to power those ships. That's a very big shift. That's always been the fear of IMO 2020 in the diesel market, that diverting this much diesel-like material into the shipping market was going to create a spike in diesel prices. What's been interesting is that for the most part, most forecasters have been very reluctant to put a prediction on what's going to happen to the price. Notably, about late last month, late in July, a division of Fitch, the ratings agency, came out with a report in which they predicted a spike in the price of diesel. Now, I give them credit for being sort of out there and being strong in their forecast. They didn't put any numbers on what the spike was going to be. Is it going to be 50 cents a gallon, $1 a gallon? We just don't know. But I think that was kind of a notable forecast, because quite frankly, nobody really is predicting that for the most part. None of the mainline economists. I still think the forecast that's out there, put out by the U.S. Energy Information Administration, is the one that should probably be looked at the closest. They have kind of tried to predict the wholesale price of diesel relative to crude over time. They see it rising by 25 cents. So there's really two things here. Number one, will the price of diesel spike as IMO 2020 starts to hit? You're talking about a lot of barrels going to be diverted out of the diesel pool into another use. A spike could develop. In fact, I think it will. How long will it last? It's hard to say. The other question is, will diesel permanently be altered relative to the price of crude? That's really at the heart of the EIA forecast. They see that if, let's assume for a second that crude is steady, crude doesn't change, the wholesale price of diesel would rise by about 25 cents from where it is now, again, given standard crude prices. So we're going to be watching IMO 2020 closely here at FreightWaves. Right now, no signs of it, but it's still fairly early. Thank you.